Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a review by popular demand of this new recording of Tchaikovsky tone poems, conducted by Alpesh Chauhan. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But the BBC Scottish Symphony Orchestra. And let's see. Eventually, if he's famous enough, I'll learn how to pronounce his name. At the moment, he's not famous enough yet. So what do we get? We get The Tempest. We get Francesca da Rimini. We get the Voyevoda, which is really kind of fun. And the Overture and Polonaise from Cherevichki, which is really sort of a novelty. So there's on paper, this has a lot going for it. In actual sonic terms, it's rather dull. And I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? What is it with Tchaikovsky performances these days? Why don't people just pull out the stops and go crazy? Let's go through it. Let's just go through it one bit at a time. Okay, the Voyevoda. That's a very late work from around the same time as the Nutcracker. It's lovely. It's a lovely work. It's just a pretty performance. It's a little bit on the slowish side. I don't know. It needs to be peppier. It really does. I just wish it had a little bit more gumption in it, but it's nicely done. I'm not going to make a huge issue about that. The Tempest, on the other hand, is an earlier work. What is it, 1873, revised in 1888. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. By the way, all these longer pieces have like a zillion tracks. This is tracks 2 through 7. Francesca is 10 through 13. Okay. It's not really necessary, but they're there. Anyway, The Tempest is sort of underrated, and it always reminded me of Liszt's tone poems, Ce qu'on entend sur la montagne, in the sense that it's long. His performance 22 minutes, and it doesn't really go anywhere, but it's full of really atmospheric music, and I really enjoy it. And this, again, is a performance that bored me. I found it to be lacking in incident. And yes, it was pretty, and it did. The slower bits had lovely things, but it never really took off. It never really gets going. The big moments don't have the necessary feeling of romantic excess. And you just got. That's what Tchaikovsky's about. Let's face it, right? Romantic excess. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just romantic. Maybe it's not excess. I don't care. But there's something going for it. Mr. Chauhan here. He gets that Russian feeling in the music. In other words, there's a certain heaviness, an imposing sense of like brass when they're playing loudly. It's a dark, brooding gloominess. It's there, but he doesn't compensate for that with the necessary energy, the excitement, the sense of risk that Tchaikovsky's music has to have. So next we get Overture and Polonaise from Cherevichki, which is quite rare, and it's lots of fun. It's a comic, fantastic opera, and we don't hear anything from it. And this is nice to have, and it's nicely done. If you don't know it could be anything else, you're not going to have any issue with it. But then we get to Francesca, 25 minutes worth of it, and 8 seconds. This is a 78-minute long CD. From Chandos, which is nice of them, actually. The Francesca oh my God. Let's not kid ourselves. Francesca is about hell, right? We're talking hell. There is nothing you can do to exaggerate hell. You can't exaggerate hell enough, let's put it that way. The very opening, right? It's the tam tam, the brass. It's supposed to just reach out and grab you by the throat. And this is like, the love music is very pretty, but it's a big, long lyrical interlude. And so the stuff on either side of it has to just raise the roof so that the love music, by contrast, isn't completely somnolescent. It's prettier. It would be prettier if it had some energy leading into it. And the end, oh my God, the end. What's it supposed to do? You ready? I'm going to do the end of Francesca da Rimini and scare the hell Francesca da Rimini out of my cat right there, Mildred, who's sitting there. Right, Mildred? Just hang in there. Okay, so you've got a coda, right? dum ba da 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 da. Now you should pick up the tempo a bit. Whack! 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 Pow! That's how Francesca should end. It doesn't. I mean, it just doesn't. There's none of that hysteria that you just saw. I hope I did. And excitement. And it just bored the crap out of me. And so there you go. Another might have been with wonderful coupling. I mean, intelligent program. So there you go. Keep on listening, friends. Maybe something better will come along. Take care.